Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So I thought today we would do something a little bit different. I had a lot of fun doing the Dresden Files tier ranking video, so I thought I should rank the Vampire Chronicles because it is my favorite series really of all time, and Anne Rice is my favorite author, so why not? This could be really fun. So I have pulled up here, as you can see, a list that was already made on the tier maker website. So this one was called just the Vampire Chronicles tier list maker. I did not make these categories, so we're just going to use what they've got though. We've got A, B, C, D, F, or just no. I don't think I'm going to give any of these a no because it's still Anne Rice. I've read most of these books multiple times. I'll tell you if I haven't, but I definitely know these pretty well, and so I'll be really intrigued to see how I rate them. I watched a video from somebody who said that the first 3 books were great, and then all the rest were like terrible, and you shouldn't even read them. So I'm just like, I don't know about that. Let's see kind of where I put everything and how many fall into each category. I've not tried to prep this ahead of time, so we'll find out. So I figure we do them in order. So the first one is Interview with the Vampire. So this is, of course, the first one. It is the classic. It is the reason, it's what got me into the series. I have to give it an A, obviously. Like, it's like the top tier. I've read this book so many times I can't even count. I used to read it every year on spring break. I don't know why. It was my spring break book. It's not even very springy for sure, but that was just the book I read. Okay, let's do the second one, which is The Vampire Lestat. So I have a weird relationship with The Vampire Lestat because the first half of the book I always find kind of boring. Like, if you've read it before, you know, it's like just him obviously becoming a vampire and then all of his like adventures there. I mean, I don't even know if I call them adventures, but just all the stuff he goes through until he learns about like the king and queen and goes off to find Marius. And like, that's when it gets interesting. Like, I love the second half of the book. All the stuff with like Nikki and, you know, Nicholas or whatever. Oh my gosh. Like, I just don't care. And like the violin and the wolves, him fighting the wolves. And one of my best friends, of course, she loves that part with the wolves, but I don't like it. So the ending is so good. And it's another reason why I love the series. So that's why I want to give it an A, but the first half of the book is not my favorite. So I'm going to have to give it a B, and I feel so bad because I feel like it should be an A. Oh my gosh, I already feel bad. Okay, the third one, Queen of the Damned, there's no question. This is my favorite. It is an A tier. It is the best Vampire Chronicles book. So keep reading so you can get to that one. Now, I'm sure other people would argue with me and say that like Interview with the Vampire is the best or whatever, but Queen of the Damned is like iconic, and I love the fact that it's set in modern times. Like, obviously the other two are set mostly in the past, and Queen of the Damned is set in the modern times, and Lestat's like a rock star, and all these characters are coming together, and there's this like epic stuff going on. You learn about all the history of the vampires and where they came from, their origin story, but it's like there's so much happening. Of course, you've got the actual queen, who is Akasha, and she's cray-cray. So there's that. All right, number 4 is, where is it? Tale of the Body Thief. Tale of the Body Thief is number 4, and I love it. And I don't care what people say about the book series going downhill starting with this one. I love Tale of the Body Thief. There's nothing wrong with it. I am intrigued throughout. I love David. He's like the narrator of this one. And I've heard that it's actually based on a Lovecraft short story where there is like a body thief in it. And I did read that short story. I think it's The Thing on the Doorstep, maybe. But I did read that, and it was good too. I don't know. I mean, can I say if I put it in the A tier, that's like saying it's better than the Vampire Lestat. And I don't know if I can say it's better than the Vampire Lestat, but it's really, really good. Oh, I love Tale of the Body Thief. Oh gosh, I don't know where to put it. It's definitely not as good as these two. Like, if I could only save like so many Van Rice books, it'd be these two up here in the A tier. So maybe it is a B tier, but it's so good. I want them all to be in the A tier. It's not really better than Vampire Lestat though, but the second half of the Vampire Lestat is so good. Oh gosh, okay, we'll just leave it there because I can't decide. Okay, number 5. Well, if you've read anything about the Vampire Chronicles, Memnoch the Devil is like, I guess it's very divisive would be the word. I hate Memnoch the Devil, but I have to say the very last time I read it, I was much older and I didn't hate it as much as I did before. So I'm not going to give anything an F, I don't think either. I mean, you know what? I'm going to give it a C. As much as I hated it and it was like my least favorite, it's really not that bad. It still focuses on Lestat. It's still really interesting. And of course, he goes to heaven and hell. And I mean, there's still a lot of stuff going on. So, I'm going to give it a C. I don't know why, because I really did used to hate it, and I've read it multiple times, and every time I hated it, except for the last time. But like I said, I was older, so maybe that has something to do with it. Okay, we'll keep it there for now. I don't even feel like I'm ranking these correctly. This is not good. Okay, number 6 is, what is it? Armand. Where is he? Vampire Armand. Oh gosh. I have to say that it's probably my least favorite. Now, I've only read this one time. I will go ahead and confess. I only read the Vampire Armand once, and I did not enjoy it at all. Maybe I would later. I don't mind Armand as a character. He's just okay. He's just sort of there. I guess I don't really care one way or the other about him, but the story was just, whatever. So yeah, of course it's set in the past. I mean, it's his whole history. I remember it started like in Russia and stuff. I don't know. I just didn't really like it. I guess technically Memnoch, I think, is a better quality book. So that's why it's going to go in the D tier. All right. The next one is, is it Merrick? I don't want to get these wrong. I thought I knew the order. I think it's Merrick. Yeah. Merrick is next. So number 7. I liked Merrick. Merrick's really good. Is it on par with Vampire Lestat and Tale of the Body Thief? Oh my gosh, this makes me want to like redo all of this. I really like Merrick a lot too, but I would not call it the same class as Memnoch the Devil or these. You know what? Screw it. We're gonna put all the first 4 up there because that's how much I like them. Then we can have a place for these that are still really good. There we go. That's better. This is still really good, but it's nowhere on par with these, and nothing can touch these. Okay, I'm happier with that now. So Merrick is going to go there. It's good. I liked it. I like the Mayfair witch stuff, of course, too. And it kind of is starting to be a little bit of a crossover between the two at that point because Merrick is a Mayfair and she's a witch. And I remember it had a lot of David in it. And I want to say they go to a jungle, but I don't really remember. That one, I think, actually, no, I've read that one like at least twice, maybe 3 times. But it's been a while, but I do like it. Okay, that was number 7. Number 8 is Blood Canticle. No, it's not. It's Blood and Gold. Blood and Gold, which is Marius' story. I only read it once, but I really liked it. Maybe I need to move all these down one. Maybe if I do, so like maybe I will give that one an F because I didn't like it. And I'll give that one a D. Maybe Blood and Gold. Blood and Gold is more like a C, maybe. Maybe that was what I need to do. I keep moving these around. This is really hard. This is way harder than I anticipated. Okay, let's put Blood and Gold there. Mary's story. Like I said, I only read it once, but it was good. Blackwood Farm. I used to really like Blackwood Farm, but obviously it's not really as much about Lestat. It's about, what's his name? Tarquin Blackwood. And I liked it because it's still Anne Rice's writing, but it's not really my thing anymore. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to put this here. I don't know what I'm doing. I would reread right now. If you told me I had to reread one of these, like either Memnoch or Blackwood Farm, I would pick Memnoch to reread. So I'm going to stick it there. C level. Blackwood Farm is going on D because it's not as much about stuff I care about, basically. And then number 10 is Blood Canticle. And this one, of course, is the one that is a true crossover between the Mayfair Witch series and the Vampire Chronicles. So it was really, I liked it. I know a lot of people don't like the crossover aspect. I'm going to put it, it wasn't as good as I remembered. Maybe I'd put it right there with Blackwood Farm, though, because it is about Lestat, but it was kind of slow moving and there wasn't really much happening, honestly. What is it? Mona Mayfair from the Witch series is in it, and she has a lot of things happen to her. I guess I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, I think I'm going to put it there. Maybe. I don't know. This is so hard. I can't believe Merrick's the only one with a B. Oh, well. Okay. There'll be more. All right. Now let's do the 2 that were kind of like the offshoots. They were like new tales. They're called New Tales of the Vampire before we get into the new Vampire Chronicles. So this was Pandora and Vittorio the Vampire. I liked both, but I only read them one time each. I don't think I liked Pandora as well as I liked Vittorio, but I remember I really liked Vittorio. I would reread them now, given the chance. I'd probably put this here, and I'd probably put this at a C. Vittorio gets a C. Pandora gets a D, I think. They're still good. They're still all good. Like, I don't know why I'm calling them. I mean, they'd all be an A if I could do that, or B, maybe. But just since we're having to compare them to each other, this is really hard. Okay, so yeah, that's what it is. It's the fact that I'm comparing them to each other. That's what's making this so bad. All right, now we have the new ones that came out. So Anne Rice stopped writing the Vampire Chronicles for a long time. She said she would never write about Lestat ever again, and then she did, and she wrote 3 of them. So I've read Prince Lestat 1.5 times, never finished it the second time, still need to, and then I've only read the other 2 once. But I might not take these in order because I loved Blood Canticle. I thought that it was by far the best of all of these. It was really good. It was like really, really good. Like so good. I don't know if I could say it's on par with the original first 4, but it's right there close to it. So I'm going to put it at a B. I really liked it. The newest one. It's short, but it had a lot of stuff happening. Realms of Atlantis was weird. It was super weird. I'd say it kind of reminds me of like Blackwood Farm in that it's not really as much about Lestat. Lestat could just not even be in it. But like, why Atlantis? Why, Anne Rice? Why did you think of Atlantis with vampires? I don't know. I mean, the people in Atlantis in this book are not vampires, but they work with Lestat and he helps them or something. I don't know. And they have a whole history and a whole backstory. I think she just likes creating lore at this point and backstories and stuff like that. Fake histories. Prince Lestat was really good. You know, it brought Lestat back. It was the first time she had written about him again. Everybody was super excited. I remember thinking that what was going on was obvious. That, you know, if you've read it, or even if you have, well, I don't want to spoil too much, but, you know, it was like, oh, they're all hearing this weird voice, and like, who could it be? We're all so confused. How is everyone hearing this voice call to them? And it was so obvious what the voice was. Like, it wasn't even remotely suspenseful. Like, you could figure it out on page 1 what was going on. But the fact it's called Prince Lestat tells you a little bit about how he is really going to sort of become the prince of the vampires. So I'm going to put it here. If I had to rank these 3, it would be like definitely Blood Canticle, then Prince Lestat in the next tier, and then the Realms of Atlantis in the last, in the next tier. So I'd put those 3 in probably in order. Everything's better than, apparently all of them are better than the Vampire Armand. But that way, Blood Canticle is still not, even though it's really good, it's not on par with, not Blood Canticle. I keep calling it the wrong thing. Blood Canticle is this one. That's book 10. Blood Communion. I'm so sorry. I think I said the wrong name every time. Blood Communion is number 3 of the new series that has just, technically book like 13, I guess you would say. But it was really good. And it makes me want to keep reading for sure. I hope she continues to write more. I know she's getting older, and I know she's been working on other things, but we haven't heard anything from her in a while. So hopefully she writes more. I think I'm pretty happy with this. It's not remotely how I thought it would turn out. And it was way harder than I thought. I still don't know. I mean, is Memnock really a C tier when I hated it most of the time? I don't know, but I appreciate it. And it's still about Lestat. And when I think about it, I would want to go back and reread it again because it was at least interesting. These 4 are iconic, and nothing can touch them, so they're going to go up here. I can't believe I originally had them in the B tier. I'm happy American, Blood and Gold, if I reread it, I might like it so much I'd put it in B. Same thing with Vittorio, it might go in B. Prince Lestat and Memnock in the same category. That just doesn't make any sense. It's more like I'm ranking the older ones and then the newer ones like separately. I don't know. This is so hard. But I am pretty happy with this. The D tier, I probably wouldn't want to reread again anytime too soon. Although Pandora I would, just because I can't remember much about it. And then, Armand gets last. Okay, this was interesting. So let me know what you guys think about the Vampire Chronicles if you've ever read them. I do highly recommend them, obviously. They're all good, except apparently the Vampire Armand is just the worst. Nothing got the no category. But definitely these first 4, I mean, obviously these are epic and amazing, and you should totally check them out. So this has been fun, and I hope to do this again soon, maybe with like characters, or if you guys can think of something else that I should rank. I know some people rank every fantasy book they've ever read or something. Let me know if you can think of any ideas for me of what to rank. But all right, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.